You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. All right, folks, former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton says that he will testify before the Senate if he gets subpoenaed. Now Donald Trump is saying he is going to assert executive privilege to keep him from doing so. Folks, Donald Trump will do whatever he can not to have the truth come out when it comes to impeachment. Let's break this thing down right now with our panel. Joining me there in Washington, D.C., Dr. Nyambe Carter. She's Department of Political Science, Howard University. Mustafa Santiago Ali, former Senior Advisor for Environmental Justice at the EPA, and also Lauren Victoria Burke, with a writer with NNPA. Dr. Carter, I'm going to start with you. I mean, this guy, so first of all, the games that John Bolton is playing is BS. First, he says that if a federal judge tells him to testify and he's subpoenaed by the House, he'll do so. He never does. Then all of a sudden, he drops this statement, if I get subpoenaed by the Senate, I will actually absolutely testify. We know he's writing a book. He's trying to save all his good stuff for his book. I mean, this whole cat and mouse game really is childish and ridiculous when it comes to John Bolton. Either your ass come forward and spill the beans or shut the hell up.
I mean, but I think you're expecting a lot out of people who would find themselves in bed with Donald Trump as long as a person like Bolton did. I mean, I think you're exactly right. I mean, he has something that he wants to sell to the public, but it's also cover your butt time. So I think, you know, he'll be as forthcoming as he can be. I think it'll probably be lots of lies by omission, right? And things like that. I mean, who knows what to make of this? I mean, we don't know if he's actually going to be forthcoming. This is what he says now, but this is after months and months of obstruction. So who knows? I mean, I wouldn't put too much stock in anything that Bolton has to say at this point.
And I mean, look, Lauren, Trump now saying, I'll assert executive privilege. I mean, this guy literally would probably assert executive privilege over a dog if there was one in the White House when it comes to barking. I mean, he really thinks he can keep anybody from ever saying anything.
Yeah, and I would have thought that some of the articles of impeachment would have, in fact, involved some of this unethical obstruction of justice, the other issues that weren't really included in the articles. But at any rate, I think John Bolton would actually be, I actually think if he testified, he actually would be forthright. He would, of course, know all the details around the Ukraine situation, and I don't think that he would risk his reputation getting up there and leaving things out that would make him look bad. I actually think that he, believe it or not, if he did testify, would probably say something that was embarrassing for the president. Obviously, the president knows that. Obviously, it's easy to say something embarrassing about this president because there's so much that is embarrassing. But I actually think he would be more candid than people might think.
Mustafa.
I have no trust whatsoever in anyone who's ever been a part of the Trump administration. We continue to live in this fantasy world where we expect people to follow the rules, where we expect them to live up to the letter of the law, to be in alignment with the Constitution and democracy, and they continue to let us down time and time again. So I'm not sure why folks would expect Bolton to do anything differently. We can be pleasantly surprised if he does. I know he's consistently been a hawk over the years. He's been a staunch conservative, but we have seen the same thing play out time and time again with many of these others that people said when called that they would do the right things. Lindsey Graham and a number of others. And they consistently fall into the party line and let us down.
I think,
the
though,
thing
the way
here,
that
what you're dealing with, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Roland. I think the way, though, that Bolton left would indicate that he, of course, had a fundamental difference with the policy that was going on, which I'm sure he would love to share with the world. Usually when people have these differences in policy that happen behind closed doors, and they get an opportunity to criticize others with regard to that policy difference, they love taking that opportunity. And quite frankly, just like almost everybody else in the administration, John Bolton has an extremely arrogant, big mouth personality that I'm sure he would love to share in open testimony in front of millions of people, during an impeachment trial. And also, too, that does well for a book. You know, you get out there and you start talking about the details of what happened in that way, that does well for your book deal. So all of those things could be met for him if he, in fact, testified.
You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it.